No contact, no contact, no contact. A very common buzzword being thrown out all over the place, but I want to share a harsh reality about going no contact. This is not for everybody, but I'm going to say what needs to be said. So let's go from the very beginning. What does no contact mean? It literally means to have zero engagement, zero interaction, negate any form of communication with this person, no contact whatsoever. However, a lot of people validate, they go no contact, but they don't because they find validations and reasons as to why they can break the no contact. So let's get straight to the point. If you are in any form of communication with somebody, a narcissist, who, by the way, you probably should go no contact with a narcissist, but if you're not, this is the harsh reality, then you're not doing no contact. You either are or you're not. That's the cold, harsh reality. If you're going to go no contact, you've got to live with integrity and authenticity and honor your promise to yourself. That's really key. If you violate your no contact promise to yourself, if you violate your no contact commitment, you now are lying to yourself. You are now out of alignment with your true voice, your authentic self. By the way, my name is Vital Germain. I'm a life coach. I have multiple approaches. I can be soft and gentle, but I can also be harsh and blunt to really shake you up into facing and overcoming the demons that have plagued you through some type of interaction, engagement with the narcissist. The ultimate objective of my coaching is to get you empowered. This specific message that I'm sharing, it's now the cold, harsh reality. This is now, if you are ready to hear this message. Empowerment is about accountability. If you are still validating, making excuses for behaviors that you don't like, then you're not living authentically. You're not yet empowered. You're faking, you're pretending to be empowered because it feels good to claim, I am empowered. So if you are finding excuses as to why you're violating the no contact, well, it's my baby daddy, well, it's my sister, well, it's my mum, that's all fine, but then don't claim to be going no contact. Call it something else. Call it what it is. I'm minimizing my engagement. I'm pulling away. I'm setting stronger boundaries. But do not call it no contact unless you are truly going no contact. Stop lying to yourself because you are crippling your own growth. You have to ask yourself this question. Now you've got to be not honest to me. You've got to be truly honest to yourself, and you've got to go deep, really deep. When you find those reasons, the justifications, the rationalizations as to why it's not fully no contact, you've got to go deep and ask yourself, am I making excuses for my lack of commitment? Am I making excuses for my lack of honoring my promises? Or is it really true? But again, always go back to, if you're not going no contact, don't call it no contact. But let's just play along. And let's say you've decided to go no contact. And somewhere along the line, something comes up, an emergency. I went no contact with my ex, but it's my baby daddy. And my kid was in hospital. And he reached out and contacted me. It gets really complicated and nuanced here. So this is the only place where I will allow some wiggle room when it involves children. That's the only time you can violate your promise, when it involves children, because children now become the bigger picture. But if you are dealing with another adult and you're going to, and by the way, I did all of this. I did all of this when I was trying to escape my narcissist abuser. This is not exactly what happened, but I'm going to give an example of how we can validate the reason why we had to break the no contact. Well, we'd already booked the vacation and it was $10,000 And even though we'd broken up and she'd slept with 5 other men, I didn't want to give up this vacation. It was something that I'd always wanted to do, and I'd paid so much money for it. I just decided, you know what? I'm going to enjoy my vacation and I'm going to go with her. And then when it's said and done, we're not going to be romantic. It's going to be very cordial and very transactional. You've broken your no contact rule, and all you've done is, in your moment of weakness, because you weren't strong enough to honor your promise, you found a reason. Money. Money was the reason. I'd committed to this vacation, this holiday, a lovely, lovely holiday, you know what I mean? And I wanted to do it because it was such a beautiful thing. And so I told myself, that I don't want to give up this vacation, so I'm still going to enjoy it. Let's break that down psychologically. What you're saying is the pain point of my narcissistic experience isn't painful enough for me to commit. So my promises are just promises of convenience. Because if somebody really, truly hurt you to a point, if they had raped your child, horrible example, if they had raped your child, you would know, you would have zero validation as to why you would go on vacation with somebody. You would have zero validation as to why you would engage in a text conversation, other than to call them some nasty ass stuff. But let's keep it real. If the pain is so excruciating and you want to honor yourself and not feel that pain again, there will be no validation. There will be no validation. So now you've got to ask yourself, how painful is it? How much do I want to honor myself? I can live with the pain. All right, then I'm going to violate my promise. And that's fine. But then don't call it no contact. Call it something that works for you, because the objective of empowerment is you are living with authenticity and with integrity. You are honoring your core values. You are protecting your essence. If you're not doing those things, you're not yet empowered. I can help you along that journey of empowerment. You can either read my book. I got many books, 7 books. Pink is the color of empathy. All about empathy, optimizing your kindness, your generosity by setting boundaries, navigating, overcoming narcissist abuse. And I've got some other motivational books to keep life positive as you are recovering from any form of trauma. Reaching High, 21 Ways to Keep Life Positive. Think Like an Artist, leveraging your creativity as a superpower to overcome everything and anything, to develop resilience, to connect with your authentic self. And then this one is a 20-minute read, 3 simple steps. These 3 simple steps really is a culmination of all my work in this short book, written almost as if it was for a children's book, but it's very profound, transformative book. 3 simple steps. Everybody, honor yourself. Live with integrity. Dig deep. That is the key to empowerment.